Hey everyone. So in today's quick video, we're going to go over InDesign Part 1, which will cover document setup and workspace organization. So by the end of this video, you should know how to create a new InDesign document, organize your workspace, and then save your personalized workspace. All right, let's get started. So once you open Adobe InDesign, the first thing you want to do is hit Create New, change the units to inches, make sure that it's on 11 by 8.5. You can change your orientation to be horizontal or landscape depending on what kind of document you're needing. Make sure facing pages is turned on. I'm going to change my pages to 6 pages, so we have a cover, 2 spreads, and a back page. You'll see that there are a lot of options for columns, margins, bleed, and slug. Don't worry about that right now. We're going to go over that in part 2. So we're going to go ahead and hit Create. And then 6 pages should pop up in your screen. The next thing we want to do is organize our workspace. This is going to help us spend more time on our document we're creating and spend less time trying to find tools and windows that we're going to need. So, to start customizing our workspace, the first thing we need to do is go up here to Window. We're going to hit Control. This will open a new panel that has a little bit more functions and tools that we're going to need later on when we're editing our document. The next thing we want to look into is our windows. So what is a window? A window are these things to the right side of the screen. You can see that I can drag and move them wherever I want. They're similar to like a properties window in AutoCAD. And they all have different uses. Some of them allow us to keep track of our pages. And you can click this one to see our properties. So the next thing we'll get into is opening all the different windows and uses that we're going to need to create documents in landscape architecture. So the windows that we're going to need are these windows here. I have them written down on this notepad window. We're going to need color, gradients, swatches, pages, links, gradient on there twice, paragraph styles, layers, and properties. There are a couple more that you could use, but for now, these will get you started. So to open these windows, we're going to go to the top of the screen and hit the Window tab. We're going to go to Color, and this window is going to have 3 different windows that we're going to need. So Color, Gradient, and Swatches. If you're following along, pages should already be open in the default menu over here. So the remaining windows are links, paragraph styles, layers, and properties. So hit Window, hit Links. We'll go down to Styles, Paragraph Styles. Go back to Window, make sure we have our layers open. And then open Properties, which properties looks like it should be open in the default menu. So obviously we don't want these to just be hanging around in the drawing space, so we're going to start to organize those now. So I typically like to have anything having to do with text, pages, and properties in its own bar. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to take links and just attach it right up next to these other windows. Same thing with paragraph styles and layers. And I'm going to go ahead and drag this menu out a little bit so we can see where those layers or those windows are. The next thing I'm going to do is move everything having to do with color down under that so we can have 2 different kinds of windows open at a time. So I'm just going to take the color window and drag it to the bottom of this menu. You can kind of see how it's highlighting blue, and I'm just going to drop it right there. Then I'm going to take gradient and swatches and put them in there as well. These are just the basic windows that I typically use, but if you find more windows that you find useful, feel free to go up here into the window bar, explore the different kinds of uses, and add them to your workspace. So now that we have this personalized workspace, we're going to want to save this. So in case anything changes or you can't find a window, we can return back to it. So what I'm going to do is go up here to the Workspace tab where it says Essentials up here. Click the drop-down menu and hit New Workspace. I'm going to name this Harrison's Workspace. And I'm going to hit OK. You can see that that workspace is saved, and up at the top right here, it now says Harrison's Workspace. So let's say I accidentally take this window over here and exit out of it, and I want it to return right back to the place it was without having to go through the Windows tab and searching for it. All I have to do is go up here to Harrison's Workspace, drop it down, and hit Reset Harrison's Workspace. You'll see that the Properties menu is now back, and everything has returned to the point in which we saved this workspace. So we have a document open with pages present on the drawing space at the right size we want. We have all the windows we need to get started and everything saved. So now we can start moving ahead with our document, which leads me into InDesign Part 2. All right, so that wraps up InDesign Part 1, where we covered document setup and workspace organization. So I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks.